Hi everyone, it's Michelle here with another card making tutorial. Today I'm going to be using this stamp set from the Alleyway Stamps called Brain Freeze. It's the same one I used in my last video, and this time I wanted to use this cupcake image. And I really like this image because it's very simple, so you can really dress it up however you want. And today I'm going to be doing a cool technique with modeling paste. I'm starting out with a light gray cardstock from Simon Says Stamp, and this is cut to 4¼ by 11, so it's just an 8½ by 11 piece of paper cut in half, and I'm scoring it at 5½ inches so that it'll make a top folding card. And I'm just using my Martha Stewart scoring board for this, which is what I use for all of my card bases. And then I pulled out this pattern paper pad that I also used in my last videos, and I just really love this pad because it has lots of bright colors and simple patterns that are great to incorporate. And I just had this scrap of paper from my last video that was just left over, so you can just really use any kind of scraps you have on hand. I'm just going to add this to add a little interest to the bottom of the card, and I also brought out some American Crafts glitter tape. I really love this glitter tape. It's just really fun and bright with this gold glitter, and I think it adds a nice touch to any card or project. So I'm just going to go ahead and adhere those down on the bottom of the card. And this is just going to add some nice fun colors to this card. And this glitter tape is adhesive, so it's really easy to just stick on there, which is another reason I like it. And I just trimmed off the edges. So now I'm going to be stamping this cupcake stamp. I'm using Hero Arts black dye ink. And I'm going to stamp 3 of them in a row right on top of the glitter tape. And then I just clean that off with a baby wipe. So now I'm bringing out these color pencils to color in the bottom part of the cupcakes. We're going to be doing something different with the top, so right now I'm just coloring in the bottom. And the reason I'm using colored pencils is because sometimes when I use Copic markers, they bleed through my cardstock. So I just want to use something that definitely will not go through, and these Spectrum Noir color pencils are great for that. So I'm just covering each of these cupcake wrappers with a light color of gray or brown, and then I'm going on top and making some lines to look like the little crinkles in the paper with a darker color. And one tip I have if you're using color pencils is to actually make your first layer very light so that when you do the top layer on top, it actually works better. If you see in my gray one, the dark color didn't go on very well because I think there was already too much color pencil on the paper. So if you just go really light on the first layer, it should come out better, just like the third one that I have on the right. The stripes came out much more prominently. So now I brought out this modeling paste from Liquitex. You can use any kind of modeling paste or embossing paste that you have. This is just what I happen to have. And what I'm going to do is color this modeling paste to look like frosting. And I think this is just a really fun way to add something that looks realistic and different to your cards, especially with these cupcakes. It's just the perfect simple image to add something more fun to. So I'm just using these mini cubes of Hero Arts inks. And as you can see, I'm just mixing this up with a palette knife on a piece of wax paper. I'm using wax paper because it has a slick surface and is really easy to clean up because you can just throw it out after. If you have a craft mat, you can also use that, but then you'll have to make sure to wipe off all the modeling paste after. So I just like to keep lots of pieces of wax paper for when I'm doing messier techniques like this, and it's just a really cheap and inexpensive way to have an easy cleanup afterwards. So as you can see, I'm using a small paintbrush to pick up the modeling paste and bring it over to the cupcake, the stamped image. And I'm just spreading it around. And you can see I'm trying to go right up to the edges of where the stamped image is to cover those black lines so that it looks kind of softer and so that the frosting covers the entire top part of that image. And at the end, I kind of just go over the area with my brush to make it look a little more refined and just make little swirls in the frosting to look more realistic. So now I'm doing the next color, which is a green one. I tried to pick colors that would look kind of realistic. So the green could be maybe like a mint or pistachio frosting or something like that. And for my first cupcake, I kind of ran out of modeling paste and I had to mix up a bit more. So this time I made sure to add a little bit of extra modeling paste to my mixture. And every time after I am using my palette knife or my brush, I just have a wet baby wipe and I'm just cleaning everything off so that the modeling paste doesn't dry because it will dry hard, and especially for your brush, I'm just using an inexpensive one that came with like a painting kit, so that if it does get messed up, it's not that big a deal. But you just want to make sure to really clean it off in between each use. And at the end, I'm definitely going to bring it over to my sink and wash everything off. But it's just easy to have a baby wipe there, just so you don't have to keep running back and forth to your bathroom to do that. So again, I'm doing the same thing with this green cupcake, just spreading this green frosting modeling paste over, and I'm just going to speed it up so it's a little quicker. It's a little easier if you bring a whole blob of frosting or modeling paste over to the cupcake, and then after it's all on there, you just take it and spread it around. And here you can see how I'm smoothing it out to make it look more realistic and not so messy. And again, I'm just cleaning my brush off on a baby wipe, just wipe it back and forth a couple of times. And now I'm using lemon yellow to do the final cupcake. And again, I'm going to do the same thing and just speed through that really quick. And once that's all finished, I can clean off my brush and just toss that piece of wax paper away. So it's super easy cleanup. And just a little tip on the back, you might see that the cardstock warped a little bit because the modeling paste is a little wet. So if you're worried about that, you can do this on another piece of cardstock and then mount that onto another card base. But I wasn't too worried, so I just left it like that. And now I pulled out this little sticker from a freckled fawn sheet of stickers that says "Eat some cake and celebrate." So I thought that was perfect to go along with these cupcakes. And I already went ahead and stuck some foam dots on the back. And this sticker is orange, so I kind of kept that in mind when I was doing my frosting color, so that's why the first one that I chose is orange, so that the little sticker coming out of that kind of matches it a little bit. So I just went ahead and stuck that on, and to finish it off, I rounded the bottom corners with a 1/2 inch corner rounder. And then I kind of felt that the glitter tape was a bit too wide and needed something skinnier to accompany that. So I just used this super skinny gold striped washi tape, and I think that's a perfect thing to just bring the pattern paper and the glitter tape together. So here's the finished card. It has a really simple design, but adding the fun touch with this fake frosting like material I think is really interesting and will really make people wonder how you did that, which is always a good thing. If you like this video, you might like the one I did last time, which shows you how to add twine to lollipop images that are in the same stamp set that I showed you today. And I also have 2 other videos that show you how I use those Spectrum Noir pencils that I used a little bit in this video. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I hope to see you again soon.